Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the new Chief Executive Officer of Girl Scouts of the United States of America, Ana Maria Chavez.
Thank you so much, Connie. I want to thank everybody here, especially the National Board of Directors, the selection committee that had the strength and audacity to pick somebody from Arizona by way of Texas. Thank you. I can't tell you how thrilled I am to be here with you today and so honored to serve as your 19th CEO of Girl Scouts, the USA. Now I got to tell you, I told you a secret earlier in the week, this is my first convention. But I got to tell you, as I have been wandering the halls and meeting new people, I have been overwhelmed by the girls and adults who've come up to me and embraced me and said, "You go, girl. I got your back." And looking out there, by day 3, there were girls who had already sewn on my patch onto their uniform. That meant so much to me. And I did arrive early this week on Monday, and by Tuesday, I had already crashed the history conference. Yes, absolutely. I went because I wanted to meet these amazing people. I was only supposed to be there 15 minutes, but actually it turned into an hour and a half. Because I was in awe of these individuals, over 100 men and women from all over the country who spent years and decades chronicling our movement and our rich history. Now, even though I've just entered the movement as an adult a few years ago, I felt an instant connection to these individuals because we all have the same passion of preserving our traditions and our values. That is what makes us so strong and unique. That strong foundation is what has prepared us to reach more girls than ever before in the next century. Now, I don't intend to forget the past. I intend to cherish it. I intend to tell other people about it. And just a few weeks ago, I asked the staff back at headquarters to pull out the very desk that Frances Hesselbein sat behind in 1976. And I've asked for it to be transferred to my office on the 17th floor back in New York. So that every day I can sit behind this amazing piece of history, but look forward to our future. All of us are going to work together to continue the legacy of that leadership that was founded by Julie Gordon Low and to fill the critical roles in guiding girls on their leadership journey. I know, because that's what this organization gave to me. My name is Ana Maria Chavez, and I am a Girl Scout. Thank you. Now, I became a Girl Scout when I was very little. I grew up in the most amazing town called Eloy, Arizona. It was a very small community on a good day and a slow wind, about 4,000 people. But I had amazing parents who are here with me today, Jose and Maria Chavez, who had a vision. They were small business owners and community activists, and my father worked in the migrant fields for years to ensure that his children received the gift of education, They gave us the gift of education and the ability to reach out and live that American dream. I had 2 pesky brothers, and I longed for a sister. But then one day, my best friend, when I was 10 years old, came to school and said, "I'm going to be a Girl Scout." And I said, "Well, I want to be a Girl Scout too." And then I thought, oh, what does that mean? So I ran home and I told my parents and my grandmother, my nana, that I was going to Girl Scout camp. And she said, "Mijito, no. We came from the migrant camp. No, we don't go that way." But I said, "But I want to go." So I went, and there were girls and no pesky brothers, and I learned so much. And I learned like the environment was so important, and we were connected, and they taught me songs around the campfire. I was so impressed. And so the next few weeks, I went out. And I looked at the world in a different place. And one day, my parents took me on a picnic, and I found this cave, and it had like really important Native American hieroglyphics, and these kids had graffitied all over it. And I was mad. So I stomped back down that hill with my little science kit, and I ran up to my mother, and I said, "Mother, this is not fair. They destroyed this wonderful cave and the environment. The Girl Scouts taught me that we need to cherish the environment. This has to stop." And she looked at me very calmly and said, "Well, Ana Maria, what do we do in these instances?" And she said to me, and I repeated to her, "Well, I've got to do something. I've got to change this." She's like, "Okay, well, how are you going to do that? Who does those things?" I said, "Well, people who make laws and change the world and lawyers." And she goes, "Okay, so what happens next?" "Well, if I want to be a lawyer, I must go to law school." So as a Girl Scout, by then the age of 12, I was headed to law school. And that courage kept me well, because I went to Yale because they invited me. They sent me a brochure, so I'd assumed they wanted me. So I went. Hadn't even gone. My parents go, "Do you want us to take you?" "Nah, I got this. That's all right, I'm going to go." And I get there, and I discovered a whole new environment. I was a kid from a small town on scholarship, and I worked 2 jobs to scrape by. And I remember one December, my scholarship was running out, and I had $1 left. So I went, and I took that dollar, and I taped it to the wall above my desk where I studied every night, and I stared at it. And it had to last me about 4 weeks, because if I missed dinner because of my second job, I had to pay for it. So every night I would run home from work to get to that dining hall, but it taught me, as we are taught in Girl Scouts, to use our resources wisely. So I saved that dollar, and I thought, okay, I can do this. And I went on to law school, and after that, I went to Washington, and that's where this Girl Scout learned how to take a few hard knocks. But that was okay, because I eventually got to advise a US president, a vice president, 2 cabinet secretaries, 3 federal administrators, 2 governors, and a husband. And that's when the Girl Scouts of Southwest Texas called. And they said, we would really be interested for you to come to work with us. And I took that leap of chance, and I went out there, and I took that opportunity, because who wouldn't want to take the opportunity to champion such a noble cause, to play a role in changing lives, and through their lives, change a nation. So in just 2 years, our team in Southwest Texas established unprecedented partnerships with school districts and leading businesses to serve more girls than ever. And that really shows the success we can have in building strategic partnerships to offer the Girl Scout leadership experience to as many girls as we can. I love working for girls. They make our job fun, and they keep us real. And the exuberance they bring to their daily work really energizes me, which is my secret of energy. And they motivate me every day to jump out of bed. But they also gave me a very cool nickname. One day I was sitting in a finance meeting at my council, and I heard this buzz. It was outside. My office sat on the 2nd floor of a building. I looked down, and I see this group of brownies. I'm going. And my team And my chief of staff at the time, Elizabeth Soto, said, no, girl, you sit. We have work to do. And I said, no, I gotta go talk to the girls. So I ran down, and as I was running down, I could see them, they were huddled. And when I got up to them, I said, hey, I'm Ana Chavez, I'm your new CEO. And there was this one little brownie with her little beret cocked to one side with some attitude and her hands on the hips and says to me, who are you? I said, well, my name's Ana Chavez, and I'm the new CEO. And she's like, what's that? And I said, well, you know how you have a principal for your school? She's like, yeah. Well, I'm kind of like the principal of Girl Scouts. She's like, oh. Well, most eight-year-olds, 9-year-olds, it's all about geographic. So she says to me, well, where do you live? And I said, well, I kind of live up there. And she's like, where? Up there? And I said, yeah, up there. Well, I want to go up there. Well, not a lot of girls had been in the CEO's office before, but I said, no, we're going to go up. So I go up, I take this troop up there, and the first thing they go to are my windows. And in the windows, they turn around and they look to me and they say, you know, Miss Ana, your office is like a treehouse. And I said, well, I guess it kind of is. And we've decided something. Well, if you live in a treehouse, you must be a bird. And if you're a bird, you must be an eagle, because you are our leader. So, thank you. So since that day, the Girl Scouts called me Eagle One. And, you know, I didn't know anybody in Texas, but these girls, they claimed me as one of their own.